June was chaotic to say the least. Welcome back. And now that June is done, I wanted to run through all the books I read in June, which is 12. And I actually have no idea how I read 12 books in June because I feel like I spent all my free time watching Love Island. But 12 books, do I recommend them? My star ratings, and should you read them? So grab a snack, cozy up, and let's go through these books. The first book that I finished this month was the Zodiac Academy, number 7. I think it's called Heartless Sky. And I have been in my Zodiac Academy era for about a year now, and I have not finished the series, not because I don't love it. It's just those books are long and my attention span is like this long. So as I read one book and then I take a break and then I listen to it on audio for a little bit. So I go back and forth. Finally finished number 7 and it was good. The middle was a little bit slow, kind of slow, more pacing, but the ending, literally the ending, every single emotion you could think of, what is in that ending. 4 stars. Do I recommend this book? Well, 100% obviously, because it's in the Zodiac Academy world. And if you haven't read that, highly recommend you start. The next book is Empire of Flames and Thorns by Marion Blackwood. She is a fae with emotion magic, which is always like a deadly combination. He's a dragon shifter of the enemy army. She competes in these trials to kind of earn her freedom, and he is trying to sabotage her. So we have enemies to lovers. This was a very easy read, 4 stars. If you've read a lot of like fantasy romance books, then you will absolutely eat this one up. I guarantee it. If you're brand new to reading fantasy romance, I wouldn't recommend this one quite yet. It doesn't have like a ton of world building, but it's very entertaining and highly bingeable. I will be continuing on with this series and have already downloaded the second book, so I will keep you all posted on that. And I believe the third book also comes out this month, so just trying to wrap it up, this never-ending TBR. The Rose Bargain by Sasha Young Payton. Yeah. I was so unexpected by this book. 5 stars. 5 easy stars. And I'm not usually big on YA books, but the tension in this book was amazing. I want you to think Bachelor meets Bridgerton with magic and a queen that grants like these bargains. Also a competition to win a prince's hand. Highly bingeable, so good. We'll definitely be recommending this, and we'll be definitely reading the next book in the series when it comes out, which I could not find a release date yet, and I'm like, let's get this next book out. So good. Blood of Hercules by Jasmine Moss. This book gripped me from the beginning, but unfortunately it fell a little flat for me kind of midway. I did end up finishing it, even though I was like, don't really know if I want to. I did give it 3 stars. It is a Greek mythology inspired book that is set in the future. So kind of a unique premise, not 100% like accurate timelines. If you're looking for like a historical fantasy type thing, this is probably not your vibe. If you are a fan of books like Zodiac Academy, then this might really be your vibe. For me, like I said, just the middle to the end kind of fell a little bit flat, but the premise of the book was still engaging. And this is a dark fantasy romance, heavy on the dark themes, heavy. So check your trigger warnings on that. I have been reading the Kingmakers series by Sophie Lark, and this was my first kind of jump into mafia romance. And let me tell you, this entire series did not disappoint. I just finished the 5th book in the series, which is like, wow, I can't believe I actually finished 5 books in a series in a row. But it was just like a fun little pace. It follows mafia kids that go to this school where they have to compete. It's kind of like an eye for an eye. It's just really interesting, and I really enjoyed this series. They're also all available on Kindle Unlimited, so such an easy read. The audios are also amazing. Feathers So Vicious by Liv Zander. I can see why a lot of people love this book. For me, this was not it. I made it to about the 20% mark and then decided I'm going to DNF this book. Yeah. I did listen to FairyDale by Veronica Lancet, and I was waiting for this book to come out on audio for such a long time. So when it finally came out, I was so excited. It is a duet style, which is obviously the best way to listen to audiobooks if you have the choice. But this book has like such great gothic vibes. It is more of a complex timeline because there are a couple different timelines that are happening at the same time, a couple different love interests, some paranormal vibes. Beautifully written. It is just a long book. I think it was over 700 pages. I don't think it needed to be that long, but it is a standalone dark fantasy. And so it's always good just to read a standalone and kind of be done with it and move on. Would I recommend this book? Yes. I did only give it 4 stars, but it's not the type of book where you can just kind of like sit down and kind of like turn off your brain and just enjoy it. You actually have to like pay attention and kind of listen to all the different dialogue, and it's very, very interesting. Switched up the vibe a little bit and read The Favorites by Lane Fargo, and I never actually thought I would have liked a book about ice dancers, but here we are, 4.75 stars. Didn't quite give it 5 stars only because some of the pacing was a little off for me, but if you are a fan of toxic style romances, this one will hit for you. I guarantee it. It was a wonderful book, and like I said, I know nothing about ice dancing. I learned a lot, but the storyline was so good, and it follows the characters from when they are a young age to when they are way into their adults, and it was amazing. Death Row by Frida McFadden. If you are looking for a short book, and I mean like short, like under 100 pages, you sit down, you read it, you're done, perfect for you. Perfect. This is a short little novella, very entertaining. Is it her best work ever? No. Is it still a good read? Yeah, 3.5 stars. Would I read it again? Probably not. But do I love all of Frida's books? Yes. I also finished A Curse That Binds by Laura Thalassa. This is the prequel to her Bewitched series. So if you've read the Bewitched series, you will absolutely love this book. If you haven't read the Bewitched series, I wouldn't recommend it yet. It does follow the pre-story of the 2 main characters in Bewitched and how they became together, set in a different time period. So amazing. I am a sucker for a prequel though. Like, love it. I did rate this 4.5 stars. Silver Elite by Danny Francis. Did I love this book? No. Did I like this book? Yeah. I thought it was a good book. I really did. I thought it was very enjoyable. It had good vibes. I had fun reading it. I loved the magic system. I thought it was so unique. They have like these silver veins that glow when they use their magic, which I've never read anything like that before. So I thought that was pretty cool. I know this book has kind of taken like a roller coaster ride all over social media. You know, they didn't know who the author was. She was using a pen name. The marketing was kind of all over the place. But if you are just here looking for a good book to read that is enjoyable, fast-paced, has some twists and turns in it, definitely add it to your TBR. I did give it 4 stars. The last book I read was Blood and Betrayals, and let me tell you, this book had no business being 1,000 pages, but for some reason, I was hooked in. The filler plot, it was ridiculous, but so entertaining. Like, I had to keep reading to figure out what was going on. And I'm so surprised that I even committed to a 1,000-page book, because normally I'm like 1,000 pages. Nope, not for me. Way too long. And there was no audio with it yet. So it was like 1,000 pages of just reading. But this book is very much giving like Zodiac Academy vibes with a crazy filler plot. But I absolutely loved it. And the ending was blow your mind. So good. Because there was so much filler plot, I did not give it 5 stars, even though I really enjoyed it. We are at 4 stars, and I will stick with that. I do recommend this book, but it is a commitment. It's a journey. It's a fun one. It is dark fantasy academia, and so if that is your vibe, because that's very much my vibe, you will definitely like this book. Side note, apparently I can't count. That was only 11 books, not 12, so I'm just giving myself credit for 1 extra book there. But once again, thank you so much for being here. I hope you got some new books to add to your TBR. Sorry, I'm not sorry in advance. And once again, see you in the next video.